Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
I think we'll start with you.
Thank you very much. Afternoon, Nigel. Just your thoughts on the win at Bolton, first of all. Fantastic to score 4, but equally from a defensive point of view, how pleased were you all to keep a clean sheet on Saturday?
I think us as a whole team always try and get a clean sheet, and to win 4-0, clean sheet, 4 goals, very good. It's very happy with it.
How do you feel that relationship between the back line with yourself and Tom Lees, Helic? How is that developing, do you think?
I think it's going very well. Getting used to each other more and more, just training and working together a lot. So, yeah, getting comfortable and getting to know each other very well now.
What's the key to building that relationship, do you think?
I think it's just a lot of communication, talking about how we do things and what we think we can do better or what works, that we keep doing that. And
during the game as well, do you have to be quite vocal, or do they talk to you a lot during the game as well?
I think it comes from everyone a little bit. I think everyone needs to speak to each other, and the person next to you try to help each other out any moment you can, so just communicate all.
And how much of a marker do you feel like that win sent to the rest of the league, that Huddersfield Town mean business this season?
I think everyone knew that from the start, because we had a good start and then we lost the game, but that didn't change anything for us. We went into the game with confidence and just wanted to win the game, and that's what we did.
And was that one of the reasons that you wanted to come to Huddersfield Town in the first place, that you felt from day one that it would be a club that would be challenging this season?
Yeah, 100%. It's such a big club and it doesn't belong in League One, so I came here to get us up to the Championship again.
And Joe Hodge has joined as well.
Yeah,
Did you know that each other were making this loan move here, or did it come as a surprise?
We spoke to each other a little bit. We knew about it, but I didn't know it was coming through 100%, so it's good to see him when he came here.
Yeah, so is he following you or are you following him?
He's following me, yeah.
Thought so. You've had fantastic experience at League One level. You've won the league in this division. What do you think it takes to be successful and to get promoted out of League One?
I think it's very important to be consistent. Every game is a game on its own, so that you just need to get as many points as you can, because at the end it's always getting, oh, he's going to get it. So if you start strong and just keep that consistency with getting points every single game, then it should be all right.
And as you say, it's impossible almost to win every single game, but to build a bit of a momentum, get that consistency going, and signs of that happening already, aren't there?
Yeah, 100%. As soon as you're getting like a nice, good flow with the team and everyone's feeling good about it, and you start winning games in a row, it goes easier.
Yeah. You get on a bit of a roller coaster, don't you? Or you can build that head of steam up. I understand that you have got a bit of a goal in you as well. Now, is this the case that when you were with Wycombe on loan, you scored their goal of the season?
Yeah, I did score a goal there, yeah. That too, to be fair. I scored 2 goals last season, yeah. Not bad.
And the one that won it particularly, talk me through it, because it was quite spectacular, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a bicycle kick. Never done it before, so not sure if I can do that again, but I'll try if the situation comes up.
Yeah, particularly like Matty Pearson scored loads of goals for Huddersfield Town last season. So is that something that you would like to bring to your game and try and get on the score sheet this season?
Yeah, 100%. I think as a defender, first job is defending, but if you get a chance or opportunity to get with a corner or a free kick, get there and get a goal will always help. And as you can see in the games, we get a lot of chances from corners and free kicks as well, so pretty important.
Yeah, not afraid to get your head on it, stick your head in where it hurts.
Yeah.
2 home games coming up next then, and particularly after the Bolton win, there has been a big expectation. Everybody thinks that you're going to walk into this and it's going to be a walk in the park on Saturday. Do you embrace that, or do you have to try and tone down that expectation a bit?
I think no game in League One is going to be a walk in the park. Every game on its own is a very difficult game. You never know what to expect. Of course, people think that we should win every game, but we just go into this game as any other game and just show our best and try to win this game.
Best of luck this weekend. Thank you, Nigel.
Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine. We'll pass over to Stephen from We Are Terrorists.
Hi, Nigel. We spoke to Michael Duff on Saturday, and he said you're a very laid-back personality. He wants you to be a bit less laid-back on the pitch. Has that been the message for him?
Yeah, spoke with him about it. He just wants me to be a bit more energetic. It's how I am. I'm a relaxed and laid-back person, but sometimes it can switch myself up a little bit, so I'm working on that.
We saw you getting forward, obviously played a big part in the move for the first goal. Is that something you enjoy doing? Is it something the manager wants to see from you?
Yeah, I enjoy doing it, but I think the manager wants everyone to do that, to be on your front foot and get yourself forward if the opportunity is there to set something up or create something, and I'm happy to do that.
It's very one-on-one for the centre-backs with the wing-backs playing so high. Is that a bit unique? Is that something you've experienced before?
I feel like everywhere where I've played in like a back three, I've played a lot of one-on-one, and I'm comfortable in a one-on-one situation. So it's not unique, but it's a different style. There's different styles with a back four, back three. Well, it's fine. I'm happy with it.
What kind of game are you expecting this weekend?
I hope we control the game a lot. Just get us on the ball, create a lot of chances, be on our front foot, like dominating the ball, on the ball, and hopefully we can get an early goal and just walk through the game.
Fingers crossed. I mean, we know that you've got that quality on the ball. I think that's a large part of the reason that you were brought to the club. Was that your understanding of it when you came in, that they wanted to bring a bit more quality to the back line?
Yeah. When I came, he said he wants me to get on the ball and get the team forward. So I think that's part of the reason that I came here.
Lovely. Well, best of luck. Thank you very much, Nigel.
Thank you. Just hang on 1 second while we get the microphone round, and then we're going to finish with Leon from the Yorkshire Post on Zoom. Thanks, Leon.
Hey, hi.
All good.
Hi, Nigel. Just wondering, you touched on it, the sort of similarities between Plymouth and Huddersfield. You sort of see that. I mean, the two sort of pretty big clubs for this division, and I suppose there's a fair bit of pressure to, get out the division. I know Plymouth they were desperate to get to the championship for a lot of years, and Huddersfield see the championship as where they should be at least.
Yeah, I think it's a bit similar. I feel like with Plymouth there was people expected other clubs to go up, and we were more like a team that no one talked about, but we just still went up. And for Huddersfield, everyone is speaking about us and saying they need to go up, and they're the biggest team, so that's the only difference.
Yeah.
But I think both of them should go up this year.
I suppose there is pressure as well. I mean, a lot of people now are probably talking about, Wrexham and Birmingham. Really, maybe Huddersfield can not slip under the radar, but that might be an advantage, maybe, couldn't it? There's a lot of spotlight elsewhere as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think League One is a very, very strong league this year. A lot of big clubs, so I think we just need to focus on ourselves and just see every game out and try and get as many points.
Yeah, you've had some great loan experiences. I mean, you've been all over the place, haven't you? Plymouth, and you went to Switzerland. Do you sort of have a long-term picture of thinking, well, and medium-term as well, where you want to be in a couple of years, that sort of thing? I mean, it's all part of it, these experiences that you're collecting up.
Yeah, I think I'm just getting as much experience as I can, and every season I'm speaking to Wolves, because still I'm under contract with Wolves, what the next step is, if it's with Wolves and like getting in their first team or getting on loan, something we have to discuss at the end of the season again.
Yeah, because you've had a little I think I read that you've been on the bench for Wolves, but was it an unused sub, and it was in COVID as well, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago. That was I was on the bench a couple of times during COVID. I think it was but not come out yet.
Yeah, but you look at a lot of players who, even ones that the British players, not just British, and they make it in the Premier League. They do have a lot of loans early in the career. I mean, I looked at Max Kilman as well. He was out on loan earlier in his days, and you look at his career now and how he came to prominence at Wolves. It's a big part of it for a lot of players, isn't it?
Yeah, I think most, as a defender as well, it's a risky position. You can't afford really any mistakes at the back, so it's good to get your experience up and just build yourself up to like a real defender, a real man in the league below the Premier League. Yeah,
I know you've spoken as well before, obviously, about Virgil van Dijk being your big hero, but you not only look like him, but you look at his journey as well. he had a journey, didn't he? Everyone thinks it came easy for him, but he sort of didn't it? You know, and that just shows it as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think everyone got their own journeys, and as you see with him as well, he came from clubs in Holland, went to Scotland, so he's been all over the place as well.
Yeah, and what do you sort of like about English football? I mean, you've been here. I mean, you're only a young lad, but you've been here a few years now, haven't you? Really, you came over at 16.
Yeah, I think just turned 17 when I came over here.
Yeah.
What was the question? Because I didn't hear. What do I like about English football? I think I like the speed of the game. It's always on a high tempo, high speed, and I think as a kid, it's always your dream to just play in the Premier League because that's where all the best players of the world are, and it's always been my dream to go out there and play in England, really.
And what's happened to your Dutch accent?
It's disappeared. Yeah, it's been here for a bit too long now.
Yeah, and working with Michael Duff as well. I mean, he was a very good defender in the lower divisions, and he brings people's games on sort of individually. He's got expertise there. That must be something that was an attraction as well. So I know a lot of defenders' games develop under him.
Yeah, it played a big part in the decision as well to come here because I spoke to him and he told me how he wanted to help me and make me a better defender, and that really attracted me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not giving up, getting back a chance at Wolves down the line in the Premier League. I mean, that's got to.
No, I'm not giving up to that. That's like I'm here now for the season-long loan and trying to help this club as much as possible, and then I'll sit down with Wolves as well. And of course, I want to get through in Wolves' first team.
Do you get much feedback from the loan managers and things like that?
Yeah, we're in contact basically every week. We get a message out with different kind of people. So now the contact's very good.
Very best of luck, Nigel. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone. We're back with Michael Duff at 2:30.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day. Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Super, right. Thanks for your patience. We'll start with Catherine from BBC Radio Leeds.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Michael. Injury update first of all. Starting with Mikael Miller, who went off against Bolton. How is he?
Mikael felt his hamstring, so he won't be available this weekend. We don't think it's anything serious. We managed to catch it. Felt a tiny little thing, so we got him off. The beauty of having someone like Jaheim behind him is we've got good competition in that area of the pitch. We didn't need to push him, potentially make it worse and take him off anyway. So, yeah, he won't be available the weekend. We haven't got a timeline on it yet. He's not had a scan yet because it's not that serious. So, hopefully, a couple of weeks tops.
Okay, and I just wondered if there'd been any further developments with either Reece Healy or Chris Maxwell as well.
No, not really. That's Reece is an investigatory one. Maxie's a strange one because of it's his heart. Obviously, he can't take any gambles, so he has to keep going through certain protocols. And if he does a certain amount of exercise, and it just takes him a little bit longer to recover. Then we have to go back to the start again, and he's on that. So until he's tick a certain box, he goes back to and that's where he's at the minute. So he won't be involved, and it's something you can't take as much as we want him back. You need to make sure it's right. We think it's from a viral infection. That's what the medics have told me, and the docs have told me. So it's something you can't really rush.
So turning out for the B team this week, Freddie Ladapo, Bojan Radulovic getting some more minutes. How important was it for you to give them that opportunity? Is that something you discuss a lot with Michael Tong to kind of get them to a position where they're ready to play a full 90 for you?
Yeah, the Tong is in every morning meeting. So he understands what we want from the first, and we don't influence him in terms of who he picks or the formation he picks, but just habits that we want. With them both getting on the pitch last Saturday, which were first team match minutes, was an opportunity to give them a structured 45 minutes. That's all they were ever going to do. And a few of the other senior lads managed to get 90 minutes in, which is important. We have to keep them ready. And the beauty of the B team games being at home, I don't think I'll be sending them to, I don't know, the west coast of England or down south or anything like that. But the fact that it's at our training ground in an environment and there's loads of them, it's not seen as a punishment. And they all went about it absolutely like we'd expect them to, professionally. Did it properly, didn't mess around, didn't take liberties. The scoreline got to obviously 4-5-6, and they were still doing it properly, which is brilliant, not only for them because they need to get their match minutes up, but it shows the B team, the younger ones, what it takes, the levels they need to get to, the professional behaviours that they need to adhere to get to the career of people like Matty Pearson and Josh Ruffles, Ollie Turt, and people like that.
I suppose, as you say, it shows you a lot about someone's character if they embrace that as an opportunity to impress you, to impress Michael Tong, to get their match fitness up, as opposed to being a bit, why am I having to turn out for the B team kind of attitude.
The two forwards slightly different because they need minutes, so they know they're short. But, more so people like Matty, Josh, Ollie, I've been in that situation. You can turn up and sulk because you think, what's the point of me playing in this? I'm not going to get anything out of it. And sometimes in their position, you can only actually do yourself harm because they don't become a bad player, but they did, as they have done every day in training, the levels that we expect. But it's all right expecting it and getting it's two different things, and that's what I'm talking about. The group as a whole have been good in terms of managing themselves to a point where I don't have to stay on top of them all the time. Just professional behaviours, which I understand supporters will go, well, that's what you're paid to do, but it's an emotional game, they all want to play, so it's not always that easy, and up until now they've been great.
I wanted to talk to you a bit more about Josh Koroma as well. Obviously his 2 goals against Bolton at the weekend, and just seems to be really flying, full of confidence at the moment. How are you working with him to get the best out of Josh Koroma?
Same as everyone else, work hard with all the players. I don't think he scored a header before he came here, but we do work on crossing areas. We do expect him to be in certain areas of the pitch. He has to take the information. It's all right telling him, but he stays out. Patter does a lot of work with the forwards, extras every day in training, in terms just muscle memory. It's always showing them and walking them through, but to keep doing it. Hopefully he's seen the benefits of it. Josh wouldn't be the first one that we've worked with that hasn't been a goal scorer, that we've made a goal scorer before. So hopefully he's one of the ones. But it's the same work with everyone. Had the defenders in this morning for a different unit meeting. We've had 3 midfielders in today for a different meeting. So they're always getting coached, and that's what you want to do. You want to improve them individually, which helps us ultimately.
Do you see him as an out-and-out striker now? Because we've seen him kind of in different roles along the forward line during his time at Huddersfield Town, but do you see him in that kind of more pivotal number 9 position?
Well, for us he has to, because we don't play with wingers, so he either plays up front or he doesn't play. So that part of his mentality of adapting, and because he could sulk and go, well, I'm not a winger, I don't want to play there. Okay, well, you have to move you on then. But he hasn't done that. He's bought in. Everyone likes scoring goals, so Josh, we just got to get him out of sometimes looking good rather just be good. So, and it's not only him, but sometimes young players, they'd rather nutmeg someone and sit them down on their backside rather than just whacking it in the net, which is the best trick in the world. And it's drumming it, and he's seen the rewards of his hard work at the minute. He'll go through a barren spell, because people talk about he's not a natural this and he's not a natural that, he's a natural this. Well, the game isn't one. It is one facet. You've got to do all sorts of different things. Even without the ball, he's been good. So has he? He's been great. He lights the place up when he smiles. Sometimes I think people see his body language sometimes, and they sometimes think he doesn't care because he's got quite a laid-back, languid personality. Anything but the truth. And sometimes you've got to see beyond a persona or a perception of what you think someone might is and dig a little bit deeper. He cares, and he wants to work, and he wants to learn, and anyone that shows that sort of attitude we're quite happy to work with and try and improve.
2 home games coming up next then, and the way football goes, obviously you lose a couple and everything's terrible. You have a fantastic win at Bolton and suddenly absolutely flying and expected to smash these next 2 opponents without even blinking. Do you kind of thrive on that expectation, or do you have to try and dampen it down a little bit?
I don't listen to it. I didn't listen to any of the noise when we lost 3 games in a week, because I know where we're at. Are we where we need to get to? No. Where we want to be? No. But I see the training every day. So that week aside, it was like, and I think that's sometimes because of the mentality of almost of the football club, to a point where it's you lose a few games, people start panicking. Well, where's the next win coming from? Oh, we got Bolton away, that's a tough one, and if we don't beat them, then we start the negative sort of slide. Just stay. We've got 2 tough home games, so I won't be looking at Blackpool till we've played Northampton, and I understand that supporters and people within the area won't know a lot about Northampton Town. I do. So my job is to prepare the team properly, and then it's up to them to execute. If we turn up and deliver everything right, I'd like to think we've got enough to win the game. But it doesn't just happen. We've already seen. We've played 2 lower league teams, weren't quite at it, got beat. Anyone that's played against a John Brady team will tell you, typical Aussie, dogged, tough. You look at the adversity he and they've shown in terms of they get beat in the last day of the season in League 2 because someone won 7-0 out of the blue and come back and get promoted the next year. It tells you a lot about a team's and a club's mentality. So they'll be coming here, big stadium, underdogs, because everyone's like, well, you'll beat them. Not quite that easy. So it's just staying flatline, staying calm, and trusting in the work that we're doing.
Last couple from me. Did you watch the Birmingham Wrexham match on Monday night and all the razzmatazz that went with that? What did you make of it?
I think it's great for the league. Brilliant. The fact that there's the names are sort of the A-list names that are there. There's 30,000 people there. All the cameras are there, and it was a good game. It was a brilliant showcase for League One. It only happens in this country that, and it can only benefit us because it raises the profile of the clubs that we're playing. It shows interest. But no, I watched the game because I've not seen either of the teams play. We obviously got Birmingham fairly soon. But that's the job, is to watch football. I went to watch Blackpool on Tuesday night as well, so it wasn't just because it was those 2 playing, it's part of the job. But no, I think it's fantastic for everyone involved, and two good teams, and they'll be up and around it definitely.
Do you think it maybe helps Huddersfield Town in a way that it does shift the focus? Because as you say, there's so much stardust around those particular teams that it allows you to kind of quietly go about your business, perhaps be a little more under the radar?
I'm quite happy to go about our business the way we go anyway. Like I said, I'm not a big one for outside noise. So just because if everyone started putting us on Sky Sports News saying we're all going to win the league, it wouldn't affect the way we work. So it's staying calm. It's a bit of a buzzword. People go trust the process and all that, but trusting the work that we're doing. I think the work that we do is good. I think it's relevant. I think the intensity in training is good, and I think you've seen it coming out more often than not. It doesn't always work, but over the course of a season, sound bites that I always say, hard work pays you back. So, but there's no guarantee. So football owes you nothing. Just because we were good last week doesn't mean we were good this week. Just because we won last week away against a supposedly tough opponent doesn't mean we'll win it because we're at home. So we want to win the next two home games because we're at home. We've won 3 out of 3 at home. We want to turn this place into a fortress. We want it to be bouncing every week. Even if we're not playing as well as what we are, can we still win? Finding a way to win. And that is the sort of foundation of a successful season, is winning your home games. So that's the most important part to me, is that reason there. So we're winning in front of our supporters.
Thank you, Michael. Good luck.
Thanks, Catherine. From Stephen from We Are Terriers.
Hi, Michael. Just go back to injuries. How are Herbie Kane, Brodie Spencer and David Kasumi?
All training.
Great.
So all in contention. So that's a real positive sign that we've got minutes into some of the lads that haven't been in the team. They're fully training now. So Brodie can, like I said, it was more of his contact that we had to sort of manage his falling more than anything, but his football training he could do, but he's full contact now. Herbie's had a week conditioning and he's had a full week training. Cass has trained every day this week, so he's probably a week behind Herbie, but good options to have, definitely.
Yes, difficult coming back after a 4-0 in particular, and the performances you've had. It's difficult for those players to get back in now, I presume.
I think we've got a good squad, but it's not a case of we won 4-0, so we'll always roll the same team now. Yeah. And we watch training back every day, so we've just trained this morning, but me and the staff have just sat and watched it back because you're picking up different bits. So we're watching them in training as well. Are they at the levels that they need to be? Are they coasting? We don't want people coasting. So Josh Koroma came in Monday and just scored 2 and on a good bit of form. Had an off day. I say an off day. Had a quiet day on Monday, and Pat was grabbed him first thing Tuesday morning. Said, "Don't do off days here." And that's what we want. That pushing each other constantly. So it's going to be hard to get in the team, no doubt about it. But that's what you want. If it's easy to pick it, if it's easy to get in the team, it means they're not doing very well, and it means you can just throw any name on the team sheet because it doesn't really matter because no one's performing. The players know, midfield 3 probably particularly more than anything on Saturday, smell the ones coming back. They've not been great for a couple of games and they needed a performance, and they were excellent on Saturday. That's what competition breeds.
We saw a couple of goals from Matty Pearson on Tuesday. I mean, might there be games this season where, and the defence, I think back line has been really good, but Matty's historically has, I think, more of a set piece threat, as he showed in that B team game. Is that something you might look to use in some games this season?
Depends on the opposition. Depends on if we think that's a real weakness. I think ultimately just going to Bolton, I think their XG was 0.12. That's the job essentially. Yeah. So our goalkeeper's been good with the feet. I'd rather them keep out of the net first and foremost. So I don't pick defenders to score goals. I pick net midfielders. Yes, they need to chip in. So when you're putting buckets of goals in terms of at the start of the season, if you want to score 80, 90 goals, you want your centre halves to score 15 of them. And Matty does. He is a goal threat. I think one of his goals, he picked the ball up in a 10 position on Tuesday and smashed it in the bottom corner. So I don't think he'll be doing that out here. We had a laugh with him this morning about it. But no, everyone knows Matt. He gives you everything. He's an absolute warrior. He's desperate to get involved, desperate to play, which is good because he's driving other people. But would I pick a team based on that? I don't think. I think if other defenders are playing well at the time, I'd be disappointed if I got left out of the team after you just won and kept a few clean sheets because someone else is more of a goal threat than me.
Yeah. How's he responded to? I mean, obviously he must be disappointed not to be in the side, but has he responded well? Does he understand the reasons behind it?
Yeah, he's frustrated. I'd fully expect him to be. I've had conversations with him. It's where we're at. I think the three that were doing that before, and then Nigel's come in, because Nigel's come in and been really, really good. And that's the bit, is getting his shirt and keeping it. And Matty understands that, because he'd be in the same position if he was in the team and I'd left him out of the team because I brought someone else in for no apparent reason. The shoe would be on their foot. So they get it. It's frustrating. The good thing about Matty is his response is he doesn't sulk. He almost goes the other way, where he's more aggressive. He trains harder. Gets in the gym even more, which is a brilliant sign for me and the younger pros, because that's how you should react. Hard work pays you back, and if you keep working hard, you'll get in the team at some point, and that's what you want. The moment you start sulking and start poisoning the group, so to speak, that's when it becomes a problem for not just me but for everyone.
I mean, on Tuesday he was, as he always is in those, seen him in a few B team games when he's been coming back from injury, etc. Always treats it like it's the FA Cup final, doesn't he? And I suppose that's exactly what you want. That's the example you want people to
Absolutely. You talk about ego in football, and people pick and choose what games they want to get up for and they don't get up for. I said it before, the sign of a good team is doing it when you don't really want to do it. And he's almost like an individual example of that. Anyone can go to Wembley and play in front of 90,000 people and get up for it. Matty, if you do it all the time, it becomes habit. So when he puts his kit on, that's how he trains.
Yeah.
And whether you're training or playing, it gives you everything, always. Can he improve on certain things? Absolutely. But one thing he's not going to fail on is application, attitude, enthusiasm. It's not a bad thing to have enthusiasm as a professional footballer. Again, supporters go, well, there should be a given. Sometimes it becomes a job. Sometimes it becomes, you turn up, you're not going to play at the weekend, so I can't be bothered, I'm not going to do this, I'm going to cut corners. Matty doesn't do it. He loves his job, quite rightly so, and that enthusiasm is infectious.
Thank you.
Cheers, Tim.
We'll just move the mic around, and then we will finish with Leon from the Yorkshire Post. Ready when you are, Leon?
I hope you're well, mate. I'm just wondering, I mean, looking back to your transfer window, you made some great signings, but the fact that you kept Hellick and Nichols, was that perhaps as significant as anything? They're obviously top players and top characters as well, and the great sort of lads and players to be working with on a day-to-day level.
Yeah, I think sometimes people always assume that you can bring better in. I'm not sure we'd have been able to bring better in than that.
Yeah.
So, like you said, they end up being key signings by keeping them. Normally, when teams get relegated, it's the sort of fire sale or people kick the door down to get out the building. And those two haven't. Their application's been good. Their performance has been excellent. They've been calm. They've been consistent. So I think they weren't signings because they're contracted with the football club. But I think the way they've gone about it has been top draw, and they understood pretty quickly, which is help from the owner, that people weren't going to be given away. We got good money for Jack Radoni, so it worked for both parties. With those two, they've accepted it, got on with it, and led by example.
Is the next step at home putting together that 90-minute performance, almost, winning each half, perhaps being dominant in each half as well? That's the sort of next one to sort of tick off, maybe. I
think we've been pretty dominant in both games. We haven't been free-flowing. But I think if you go back to the numbers, we've had probably half an hour against Stevenage, probably a 10-minute, 15-minute block against Shrewsbury. It's winning. Everyone wants to win, playing free-flowing football and scoring 4 goals every week. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So I want a Bolton performance every week, but you're not going to get it. Whether it's a referee decision, whether it's the weather, whether the opponent scored a worldie, someone makes a mistake and we concede a goal first for whatever reason, it's just finding a way to win. That's all I'm interested in. First and foremost, if you offer me a win and it's the worst win in the world because it's scruffing, we score in the 95th minute, I'll take it. Ideally, we win 4-0, your 2 centre forwards score, you score a set play and a pressing goal like we did the other day. But that ain't I'm not naive enough to think that's going to happen. We want to put on a good performance for the supporters. We want to show the supporters that we care. We want an energised team that run around and press and harry and use the ball, because that's what they want to see here. So can we do that? That's what we're trying to do. but I'd rather just win ultimately.
Yeah. Can I ask you about hockey? He's someone you've worked with now for a few months. He's got proper old school values, but he's adapted to the modern ways, and he's a modern day professional. He looks after himself, this and that. A great character. What's your sort of take on working with him so far? So he's obviously a joy to deal with from a media perspective as well, and a great fella.
Yeah, he's been good. I sat down with this morning and had a cup of tea for half an hour. Because we're still learning about each other, so there's certain things I expect from him, and I don't mean from a playing point of view. He's the captain of the football club, and it's all right having the tag of the general, and he's got a lot of weight in the dressing room. But we want him to do what we want him to manage the dressing room, how we want him to manage it, and what benefits him, what works for him, what works for the group. He knows them better than I do, so we're having those conversations quite a lot. So we're helping each other, and it's not. I don't want a spy in the camp. Not interested in that. I don't go into the dressing room. It's not my domain. But I need to make sure that it's running properly, and he's got the support that he needs to help him run it. You don't have a career that he's had without being a good pro. You don't get to the age you are without being a good pro. But he's been here, he's done it, he's seen everything. He's seen the ups and the downs, so he knows what elite is, which is a good thing, because sometimes people don't know what they don't know. So when he nudges somebody and says, listen, I'm not sure that's the way you want to be doing it, it carries more weight than if I pull them in the office. It's like a headmaster. It goes in one ear, out the other sometimes. So if he can lead by example, which he has done, and he doesn't always have to be on the pitch to do that. You know, he is getting to an age, whether he likes it or not, that he's not going to be able to play every minute of every game. But he can still have an influence on the whole football club, which he does. But it's making sure that he's got the support that he needs to help him put in the right direction. We talk about splits in the dressing room last year and things like that, and it's important that doesn't happen. We keep everybody's nose is facing in the right direction, and when people want to start looking the other way, we keep them in the parameters of what's acceptable, whether that's from a staff point of view, sports science, physios, medics, senior players, because it's all for the benefit of the football club, which helps us all.
Yeah, I was going to ask you finally about Josh Carome. I mean, he's not a kid anymore. He's 24, coming up to 25, and he's shown real flashes of his potential. Scored some great goals. There's something in there, but you look at his numbers. He scores like 6 goals 1 year, 7 goals, 8 goals. There's more there, isn't there? Really, if he can sort of string it together and get his numbers up, 13s, 14s, that sort of thing. There's now's the time to sort of do that if he's going to really kick on his career, I suppose.
Yeah, again, part of his education, he does every shot he has is from the same spot on the pitch outside the 18-yard area, and we've shown him it. We've shown him every shot he had in the last 3 years, and they're all from the same spot. He scores 1 a season or 2 a season, so we'd rather him score 10 tap-ins than 2 worldies. But again, he has to take that information and sort of process it, dilute it, and then understand how it benefits him. His 2 goals at the front post, they do work on it, but he has to be prepared to keep running in there, because if you're just hanging around on the edge of the box all the time, you're never going to score. So hopefully he's seen the rewards of the work that he's doing. It's not quite that simple in terms of just run there. But it's just evidencing it, and then that's the coaching. As I said, that's where Pato takes a lot of credit for that. And then the lads that are crossing, they get told to cross into certain areas of the pitch, and certain people have to be in certain areas. But ultimately, it's all right telling people to do it. He has to execute it, and he has got the ability. He has got the ability, which he's already proved. He's been here a long time, and people say is he a bit lazy? He's not fulfilled his talent and all things. It's all in the past. We're only interested in working with people that want to be here, and we're only interested in people that want to improve. And he's shown both of those things, and we're reaping the rewards from it.
Yeah. Thanks for your time as always, Michael. Thank you.
Cheers, Leon.
Cheers, everyone. We'll see you on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.